Hello everyone, this is All Things Parks and we are reporting from a very new location today. Where are we at?
We are at SeaWorld.
Holy cow, so this is actually Erica's first time at SeaWorld and only my second time, but we
will say we did go to the one in Ohio many years ago.
We did, when we were lads and lasses. But so SeaWorld has their Seven Seas Food Festival going on for another week, and we figured if there's food and there's drinks that we might as well show our faces and dive in.
Absolutely. I do not want to miss any food festival ever.
Yeah, and so we've heard good things about this. What's really cool about their food festival is you can actually purchase these kind of food and drink lanyards. And so they have a couple of different like sample size options that you can get. And what also is really cool about them is it includes their alcoholic beverages. So not only can you sample the food, you can also sample the alcoholic beverages, and there's more.
There is much more. So what more is there?
If you're an annual pass holder, you get so they have two different prices. You can either get 10 different samples for $60, or you can do 15 samples for $75. But if you're an annual pass holder, you get 18 samples for that $75. So an extra 3
That's
samples.
correct. We have 36 samples, if I'm doing my math correctly.
You are?
And we cannot wait to start eating and drinking our way around this SeaWorld.
Yes, it looks tasty, and we can't wait to show you what kind of fun and what kind of tastes we can get into.
Our first stop is going to be the Polynesian Market. Look how cool that tiki guy is. Let's see what Andrew ordered.
A spicy tuna poke bowl, and then I'll also do a frozen Hawaiian pineapple express. So first stop here at the Seven Seas Food Festival at SeaWorld. We stopped at the Polynesian Market because it had some amazing looking options. So we got one of each because we just couldn't pass up on anything. But so this is the spicy poke bowl. It's filled with seaweed, edamame, avocado, cucumber, nice wonton crisp in there, and then a chili dressing and salmon roe. So it's loaded up with all the goodies. So let's go ahead and dive in. I love the seaweed in there. You can see all the big chunks of salmon. This is a nice serving size too. That's really good. The wonton crisps they're the showstoppers because they give that texture, which is always necessary. Otherwise, everything else is kind of soft. So that added texture really adds to it. You get a lot of flavor with that chili dressing. Seaweed is lovely. The salmon roe is nice and tasty, nice and fresh. And then you get that cucumber also that helps with a little bit of that texture. So really good bite. And then we also went with the souvenir mug because I'm with Erica, and you know souvenir mugs are never far behind when that's the case. So we just got a basic longboard IPA. Can't go wrong. Cheers.
I went with the Korean barbecue lamb ribs, and it comes with a nice little slaw for some brightness here. So let's dig into the meat.
Woo!
Not the most tender, but oh my god, the flavor on top there is amazing. Really good. Not spicy. Almost has like a coffee flavor rub to it almost. The slaw has a little bit of heat to it, but it's got some of that juices from the lamb, so it's really good.
So the last options that we have from the Polynesian Market is the 5-spice duck lettuce wraps. So you can see the nicely shredded duck. It looks like it's very tender. So let's try. I'll get a little lettuce in there. And with a little lettuce, I mean a lot of lettuce. That duck is really tender for sure. And so it's in an Asian pear slaw and plum sauce. and so you definitely get a lot of that pear flavoring coming through. It definitely has kind of that Asian taste to it. I'm surprised it's at the Polynesian Market. Not, I think they have like I think they have an Asian market.
Would you say it's like sweet and spicy, or is there no heat?
There's no heat. No, it's more sweet than it is spicy. I would say it's strictly sweet, just like this pineapple drink. So this is the Pineapple Express, and it's vodka and pineapple, or pineapple vodka, I think, or pineapple puree. What is it?
We got a long way ahead of us, folks.
So it's just mixed with pineapple, mint, honey, and then vodka. But the pineapple flavor is through the roof. I'm not really getting a whole lot of the mint or anything else, but...
Let's annoy people. Ready?
Ready.
What's better, this or a Dole Whip?
I don't like Dole Whip, so I'd rather have this. And that will get people upset.
This Italy market is so cute, but it is way too hot for Italian food today. Where are we headed?
We're going into the Shark Wreck Reef.
Look at that bird. We found the shark tank. I did not know that going on here. Good thing we came here only after one drink. Holy moly.
Have you been out surfing?
Wow. Oh, look at this guy. The bar at Shark's Underwater Grill. Look at how cool that is. You can dine next to the big shark tank.
We are at Fantastic Cocktails. We've seen those sharks built us up for some drink time. And I went with the monkey round, of course, because it has bourbon in it. But what we found out when we got here is that you can actually get a drink in a bag that hangs around your neck.
It's like a Capri Sun for fun.
It is, and we're about to get it, and today's going to be magical. First of all, pointing out the straws here, since we're saving the oceans, they are edible, and they come in almost like a tampon looking container. So do not be confused, that's not what it is. Oh, it's like really heavy. Anyways, here's my margarita. It's bourbon of some sort, monkey shoulder.
Monkeying around.
Monkeying around town.
Oh, that pouch is so cool.
It is really cool. And like, it's really cool because you could just like...
You could take it on the move. That's like a pendulum. That might take someone's face off.
yeah, I'm just worried because it's just tied at this little bit of plastic, like when's it gonna rip?
Well, you're gonna have to
drink faster.
It's really good. It's like lemon and honey with bourbon. It's really good. The straws are actually flavored, so my straw is flavored lemon, which might be why the drink tastes extra lemony. What did you get?
I got the Manta Margarita. As you can see, it's colored blue like a manta ray. Just kidding. And manta rays, I think, are more white, gray. But there's blueberry in it. There's a little cantaloupe piece in there. So it's a nice little fruity concoction. And it's not overly sweet like you would think based on kind of the color and the fruit in there. It's refreshing. I'm enjoying it.
We are heading on Mako, my first ride at SeaWorld ever, and of course I still have my little bagged bourbon for the trip. So the bag was a bad idea. The straw completely broke down in it and I have no way to finish it. No way.
While waiting in line, we have an awesome game of charades going on with our friends. How much fun is this? And we are almost there. We just have to climb up those stairs and then the ride will be ours. We are going to be boarding here soon. Woo! Just gotta wait to go right there. Ready?
Let's get this ride on.
Woo! My first SeaWorld ride after a bagged bourbon success. Made it to the Mediterranean Market and I am eyeing this lamb chop. So let's do this thing. So again, from the Mediterranean stand, I went with the grilled lamb chop. It comes with some potatoes and feta. I'm gonna bite into this. The lamb chop itself, I wish there was a better sear on it, but it is very, very tender and a really strong flavor of lemon. So obviously very Mediterranean. And let's dig into these potatoes and feta real quick. Lots of herbs and garlic coming through in those potatoes, and the saltiness from the feta. This is good. This is better than the lamb, the Korean barbecue lamb, because it's a lot more tender.
Also from the Mediterranean Market are these nice plump goat cheese croquettes. You can see how they're just dripping in grease. That's how you know it's gonna be tasty. Oh wow. Holy cow. It's just ooey gooey inside. It's got a perfect golden crust on the outside, and then inside is just a delectable cheese delight. It'll just fill your heart with love.
Went with a specialty cocktail also at the Mediterranean stand, and it's a Grey Goose Le Citron vodka. We got some elderflower liqueur, prosecco, and lemon juice, because nothing screams Mediterranean quite like lemon. It's almost like I'm at the Riviera. This is amazing. Cheers.
All right, so this is the lime margarita popsicle from the Cutwater kiosk. 7% alcohol, which is pretty solid, and it's a nice frozen treat, especially on a hot day like today. Very tart as far as the lime one is concerned. They do have lime, mango, pineapple, and strawberry. So if you need to cool off, hit Cutwater.
I went with the Mai Tai over at Cutwater. It was supposed to be frozen. It came unfrozen, but it's very good actually. It's not as pineapple-y as a normal Mai Tai would be, which was a little surprising, but it's very refreshing on a very hot day. Next up, we have Brazil, and I know Andrew is extremely excited about multiple things on this menu. What are you looking forward to trying here?
We're gonna get one of everything because we're in Brazil, so why not?
Carnival.
Oh, hello there. We are here at Brazil, and we have the picana. It looks like there's some yucca on top, maybe a couple of kidney beans, or lima beans, some peas.
Dude, it might look like heart of palm, no?
Oh, it might be heart of palm, you're right. I will find out as soon as I can get this steak ready for consumption. Big bite. That steak is cooked very well. Extremely tender. Great flavor on it. And I'm gonna try this heart of palm here. I think that is what it is.
I think so. Oh, that reminds me of Grandma M.
It gives you a nice little pickled taste to complement with that steak, but like I said, the flavor of the steak is amazing. You don't really need anything to complement with it. And then we also picked up a caipirinha. So we got our cachaça in here. I'm gonna give this a whirl. That beats the margarita popsicle any day of the week. It has a great, like, almost lemonade-y flavor to it. You don't think so?
I
It's
just
like
don't.
lemonade almost.
That's good.
It's good. Try it. Try it.
Also in Brazil, we got the yucca bites, which is a root vegetable, and it looks like it's been fried up here. And I'm hoping there's some cheese inside. See that cheese right there? There's cheese inside. It's also extremely hot. It's really good. I mean, it's just a cheesy potato that's fried, so who's gonna complain about that? Asian market is what I've been looking forward to for quite some time now. I really want the tempura prawns as well as the crispy pork belly bites. So let's do this thing. A little disappointing, these prawns don't exactly look like the picture, and neither does the crispy pork belly.
It's prawn time at the Asian market. We've been loaded up with 3 succulent prawns here. And on top of it, we've got a nice sea urchin aioli, which if you asked me what was in it, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Maybe
So
sea urchin.
Let's give it a shot. Very lightly breaded. It's just got the faintest kind of fry on it. I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit more crispy. It's a little soggy, especially when you get that aioli on there. But as far as the prawn, it's cooked very well. It's got a nice little kind of crunch. Not crunch, but it's got some texture to it, which is what I like when I'm biting into my prawns. So not a bad dish, but I wish it had a little bit more of a firm outside.
I went with the Asian market pulled pork. No, it's not pulled pork. It's pork belly. And I was disappointed. The photo showed that it was going to have a slaw on top. It doesn't, but there's green onion. So hey, so let's get it a go. Get a little bit of everything. The glaze on the pulled pork is amazing. Almost like a General Tso. Almost like a orange chicken glaze. But I wish it was a little crispier. Not gonna lie. The flavor's really good.
They need to put the crispy back in the crispy pork belly.
Got it.
Alrighty, so here we have the vegan market. This is a Jack Bite Sloppy Joe. So instead of going with the beef, jackfruit. We got jackfruit in here. So it's shredded jackfruit. It takes the place of your meat. It's vegan. Oh, spice-wise, amazing. Usually sloppy joes are a little bit messier than this, but I like that it's not crazy sloppy. The shredded kind of texture of the jackfruit really kind of resembles almost like a pulled pork. And then you get that pickled onion on there. Really good bite. If you're going vegan, this is the way to do it.
Over in Germany, we're starting it off with dessert, and we got a chocolate dipped pretzel. It's not good.
Watch out for those skewers.
Oh my god. There is those huge chunks of salt on there, so that sweet and saltiness of this is amazing, but it's super, super hot. The chocolate is burning my hand at the bottom, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's totally worth it here.
So pretzel meets bratwurst meets more pretzel. It's just a pretzel wrap bratwurst, everybody. I wish that the pretzel was a little bit heartier around there. It's pretty thin as far as the coating. I want kind of a little bit more bread to go with that. Bratwurst is kind of just all brat with a little bit of bread. But you know what you could do? Bratwurst, chocolate pretzel.
Jaeger! Also in Germany, I went with the Jaeger. It is frozen with a Monster and some cherry. Tastes like Jaeger, Monster, and cherry.
We're about 3/4 of the way around here at the Seven Seas Food Festival, and the lines have really started to pick up. So when we first got here, I felt like we were zooming through lines. I just waited probably at least 20 to 25 minutes in Germany. Prior to this, we waited about 10 to 15 minutes, I would say, at least for the Asian market. So the lines are picking up. I don't know if it's because the concert's going to start or maybe it's just the location we're at in the park. But if you want to get to these food items, get them early.
Even the ducks are out enjoying the food festival today, eating some leaves. We found Big Bird! Hey, Big Bird! And then right on the other side of Sesame Street, the food festival continues. Next, we hit up the Gulf Coast Market, and they had bourbon on bourbon options, so I was excited. I actually went with a bourbon barbecue smoked pork po' boy. Let's give it a taste here. Not getting too much bourbon flavor coming through. It's basically pulled pork. The bun is really nicely toasted, so that's good. Like I said, not too much bourbon flavor coming through on that po' boy. Now the other thing I have that I'm extremely excited about.
Dang, so excited she forgot what they were. Why don't you tell us?
Caramel beignets. See that? Caramel sauce. Hopefully it's bourbon caramel sauce. And let's go in with like a beautiful glaze on those beignets. So it tastes like a donut. I wanted a little bit more texture. And it tastes like caramel sauce and powdered sugar. Again, I'm missing the bourbon in this. Maybe I'm acclimated to bourbon, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just lacking some of that bourbon flavor. So it's good, it's sweet, I love powdered sugar and caramel, but it's not what I was looking for.
The food continues. It never ends. Now we're going with Bananas Foster's rum-filled beignets. So we got nice little candied banana there, rum-filled beignet, that rum sauce, swimming in it. The beignets are pretty much like a donut. There's not really any crunch to them. It's like a powdered donut with banana Fosters and a little bit of that rum sauce. Not a whole lot of rum coming through in that sauce, but the bananas and the donuts are nice. It's not, I wouldn't get it again, but it's a tasty treat.
We are heading to Mexico. They have lots of good options. I think this is another location that we're gonna have to do one of everything because it just all looks too good. And I love all the decorations, lots of detail into this one.
We are here at Mexico and we've got our beef barbacoa tacos. We also have a nice watermelon margarita. And then we also have our this is our Mexican corn dip. So pretty much like an elote in a nice little wine glass here. We wanted to get the drunken shrimp tostada also, but they were out of it. So again, it seems like later on in the day, those goods start to dwindle. So again, get here early, map out what you want, and it only lasts for one more week. So you better really get here quick. But let's try this taco real quick. So again, we got our barbacoa. They give you a nice hefty lime wedge there. They got some cilantro and some avocado crema on there.
A radish.
A couple of radish eye.
Red eye.
It needs a little bit more jus, I would say. Or a little bit more of that crema. It's just a little dry, especially with that tortilla. The radishes kind of dry it out a little bit, and then the meat is just, it's not as juicy or as moist as I would want it to be. But luckily for me, I have a nice watermelon margarita to wash it down. You can smell the watermelon coming off of there. Really potent with that watermelon flavor. Not getting a whole lot of the tequila, but right now with it being such a hot day, I'll take anything that'll wet my whistle, I'll say.
This is the Mexican roasted corn, again from Mexico. And as Andrew said, get here early because we only got a half portion because they were running out. But I'm gonna get a little bit of everything there. You see that? You got some cheese, you got the corn, cilantro. It's good. It's really good. It just has the slightest hint of spice. I think it is just a little bit more acid. A little lime juice to brighten this up a little bit more. This is really good.
Glacier Bar has a mojito and a spicy margarita. You can hardly tell the difference. Mojito, generally, I like to see a little bit of mint in there, maybe a little bit more carbonation from the soda water. Not getting hardly any soda, and it's kind of got a weird mint taste to it.
Almost like artificial mint, like mint extract, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go down this route. And as far as the spicy margarita, glacier. Don't go
We're
glacier.
sinking!
The Titanic has hit the glacier, and the glacier is sinking today, folks. Caribbean Market, one of the last stops of the day. We've got one more on the docket, but before we end in America, we're going to stop here for our conch fritters. Look at that nice brown fry on there. You also got a nice pepper and mango little chutney slash salsa to mix it with. I can't even get into these. I'm gonna dip it a little bit in that slaw chutney.
No.
Ooh. That's good. The texture is really good on the outside. On the inside, nice and warm, nice and fluffy. You get some good chunks of that conch, and then the acid from that salsa is really amping it up. There's a little bit of spice in there inside those fritters, so that chutney kind of helps to put a little bit of coolness along with that heat. So definitely a good combo here. And so for the very last meal of the day here, we have filled our bellies with everything known to man, and now we're going in for some brisket tachos courtesy of the American Market. So there's some like mayonnaise ketchup concoction from a Heinz bottle on there. I don't know how that's gonna go with the brisket, but bon appetit, huh?
Merca.
The brisket's actually really good. I'm not a big fan of the mayo ketchup combo. Could have gone without it if they would have put like a chipotle aioli or something like that, or like chipotle barbecue sauce would have been solid.
Or like a bourbon barbecue sauce.
Anything that was like barbecue sauce based and not mayonnaise based, I would have been a-okay with. But the brisket is really done well. Tacho wise, good crisp. A lot of times you get some soggy nuggets on these things. They got a good crisp. And overall, I would say sans the cream here, this would be a really good dish. So if you like ketchup, you like mayonnaise, this is where to go. And if you don't, you might still want to go there and just kind of brush this stuff off a little bit to the side.
Of course, the merch queen cannot come to SeaWorld and not check out the merchandise, so let's head into SeaWorld store and see what they got. First up, we have an Americana collection. That logo is really nice. I love the coffee mug, the tumbler there for some wine, and a really nice beach towel, and it has the SeaWorld logo there on the center. We also have some blue collections. So of course, we are celebrating the oceans and they are blue, but I really like that old school logo on that shirt there. Some nice hats. They have a really big selection of hats here at SeaWorld. Some more Americana stuff, and I am obsessed with these the coffee mug, as well as the tumbler there that has that cork bottom. Screaming money. Now, if you are looking for some Pride gear, Pride weekend is coming here in Orlando, first weekend in June. Also, a lot of 2021 merchandise. They have shirts, they have coffee mugs, all with the same logo, picture frames, water bottles, snow globes, little statues, shirts galore, and of course a magnet. This shirt's really nice. It has SeaWorld going down the arm there. And they have some really nice Under Armour gear as well. So some really nice polos with the SeaWorld crest there, as well as some long sleeve Under Armour shirts as well. We have a little bit of a modern approach here with some of this newer designs and logos, but we also have plenty of retro, and this is probably my favorite collection here. I am obsessed with that teal hat in the middle, and that might be purchased today. Have a nice little white crop top and plenty of Shamu merchandise to last for days. So I like this electrified little logo thing going on here. Shot glasses, snow globes, picture frames, more shirts, so much Shamu stuff everywhere. I love that Shamu hat too. Let's get a closer look at that hat. Yes, love it. More clothes, even a little crop top tie there, some more Americana gear, and coffee cups galore. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of are these little statues of all of our ocean animal friends that we love. So this is something kind of unique to SeaWorld. You don't see too much products like this in Disney or Universal. And again, as I mentioned, there is just a ton of different hat designs. So if you need a SeaWorld hat, they have plenty of options to fit your personality. Immediately across from the SeaWorld store is the SeaWorld Rescue Store. And they have all of your SeaWorld Rescue merchandise that you could imagine, and more crop tops, t-shirts, racer bags, beach towels, children attire. Of course, there's more hats in this store as well. We have more rescue gear. We have leggings that you can rescue animals in. We can also have t-shirts. It's just the never-ending merchandise here at SeaWorld. Some nice water bottles, some more clothing. Looks like we have some female pink attire, as well as another fanny pack. I love my fanny packs. And this is really cool. You have some lifeguard stuff, and I love this crop top windbreaker. I can see myself running in that. So, I don't know, that and the teal hat might be what I go with in terms of purchases for today.
So that is going to do it for us here at SeaWorld for the Seven Seas Food Festival. What did you think?
I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's very nice that they do that offering where you can do the 15 tastings, or in this case 18 tastings for the $75. I know we love going to Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, and there's not anything really like that. Of course, you can preload a card,
right,
but it's kind of nice that you don't really have to pay attention to price or anything, and you're able to taste your way around. And experience all the different booths. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like you said, you don't, with the preloaded card, you still have to see, okay, well, how many items can I get for X amount of money? Here it's, hey, we're giving you 18 items to try or 15 items to try, and just go at it. Again, you can choose from food, you can choose from dessert, you can choose from any drinks as well. So
yes,
it's a really good variety, and they had a ton of booths, which I was very surprised with, all with really good options, I thought. Really
good options. I think my personal favorite was that lamb chop over in the Mediterranean station. I don't know, what was your favorite?
I would say my favorite was probably that picana steak over at Brazil. That had amazing flavor, was cooked really well. I think that was the best bite of the day for me. What about drink-wise? Where were you sitting there?
Drink-wise, I also like that Mediterranean Prosecco with the lemon. It was refreshing. It was really refreshing.
Big time.
I mean, the pineapple drink over at the Polynesian station was also really good. But sometimes the frozen is just too heavy for me.
Yeah, that Pineapple Express from the Poly was good, but I would say I'm gonna go with that frozen caipirinha. It was not frozen, which I think that would have made it a little bit better, but it was still had amazing flavor, and Brazil just stole the show for me, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, we had a great day today at SeaWorld. It was my first time, like Andrew said, it was only his second time here. Got to ride a ride, got to see some merchandise, but overall, we had a really nice day exploring something new.
Yeah, so thanks for checking it out, and maybe it was your first visit here as well. If so, tell us what you liked, tell us what you didn't like, what you'd like to see next time. I know I'd definitely like to try and get on some more rides next time, but hopefully that'll be coming soon. So we will catch you on the flip side.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and thanks again for watching.
Bye.